Honestly didn't know how much I was paying in annual fees before I went to shoot this video, but I'm Key and my channel's called keyKEYadventures. Today, I'm gonna talk about how much I'm paying in annual fees across all of my luxury credit cards. To be honest, I am a little bit nervous to do this video because I didn't realize out of the 50 plus cards I have in my collection, it feels like about half of them have annual fees. I am just a regular person with a regular job, but I have a feeling that this number is going to maybe spark me to create some changes. So let's get right into it. Shuffle these up. Actually, before getting into the video today, I talked about my story in another video. Definitely check it out if you haven't at this point. But I think before I even start calculating how much annual fees I'm paying, keep in mind that a luxury once enjoyed becomes a necessity. I really think that's crucial as I go through this exercise because personally, over the years of just having a more elevated airport experience, I'm talking the global entry / pre-TSA lines, I'm talking the clear line, access to restaurants via priority pass, or just, from credit cards such as the Centurion Lounge or the Escape Lounge, other things like that. In my opinion, there's no way I can go back to just sitting at the gate waiting for my airplanes and all that stuff. I think it's called Parkinson's Law. I truly think Parkinson's Law has had an effect on me and have those types of experiences than not. So I feel like that's important for me to say before I go through this because this is a lot more cards than I expected, to be honest with you. So now let's get into it. Okay, let's run through the annual fees on each of these 18 or so credit cards here. Starting off with the US Bank Altitude Reserve. This card has a $400 annual fee. Next is the US Bank Business Altitude Connect card. In year one, this card has $0 annual fee, and I'm currently in that first year. Going forward, this card will have a $95 annual fee. For the purposes of this calculation, I'm going to use $0. Moving on to the Barclays Bank Wyndham Business Earner Credit Card. This card has a $95 annual fee. Okay, we got a personal card. The IHG Club Select MasterCard has a $49 annual fee. Reminder, this card as it stands is discontinued. Moving on to the Marriott Bonvoy Business Card by American Express. This card has a $125 annual fee. Up next, the Capital One Venture X credit card, $395. We have another tricky one, the PenFed Pathfinder credit card. Normally, this card has a $95 annual fee, but you can waive this forever as long as you have a checking account with Pentagon Federal Credit Union. So for my calculation and in real life, this is a $0 card for me. Moving on to the American Express Delta Business Reserve credit card. Look at this white. This is nice. I like this. This is one of the few white cards I have. This card has a $550 annual fee. This will increase to $650 starting in 2025, but my renewal was before that price increase, so that's why it's at $550. Next up is the Wells Fargo Autograph Journey credit card at $95, followed by the Chase Ritz-Carlton credit card. This card is also no longer accepting new applications. The only way to obtain it is by product change at a $450 annual fee. Here's my second PenFed Pathfinder credit card, again at $0. Check out my video about the cards that I have multiples of. This is a really cool concept for cards, especially with no annual fee, that have some really cool benefits and perks. You may want to consider this for your setup. Next up is a card I accidentally applied to, which is the Chase Business Premier Charge Card. This card has a $195 annual fee. Moving on to the American Express Business Platinum credit card. This card has a $695 annual fee. I don't have the new version of this credit card, but the Citi Strata Premier has a $95 annual fee. Did anyone get theirs in the mail? Was I supposed to request a new card? Let me know. Next up is a second Chase Ritz-Carlton credit card, again at $450. We're coming to the end here. Like I said, this is a lot more cards than I thought it was that have annual fees. Next up is the Chase Inc. Business Preferred Card at $95. Second to last here is a second American Express Business Platinum Charge Card at $695. And then rounding out the pack is a American Express Hilton Aspire credit card. My annual fee was charged in 2024 at $450, but for every year after this, this card will carry a $550 annual fee. Be right back. Let me grab a calculator and tabulate all of that up. Oh, wait. I know y'all were ready for the total, but I sure wasn't. I currently pay $4,834 in annual fees in 2024 with my full stack of cards here. Definitely am willing to have a more premier experience when doing things. Case in point, right? Some of the things I'm already going to do are, I love going to sporting events and I love going to those games. Because of the American Express cards that I do have access to Clear. So oftentimes when I'm at concerts or different events like that, there is a dedicated Clear line where I can skip in front of everyone. I don't have to go through the long, I don't even know what those gated off, you guys know what I'm talking about, those gated off like lines where everybody's herding in like cats. You don't have to do that. And I love that. Not only that, right? So before, I have to travel into the city usually to go to these games. So before, I would travel in and that's always at rush hour traffic time and then hustle back home because of work, other commitments. Now, with the ability of having hotel night certificates and things like that, again, it elevates my experience. So that way, when I leave these events, perhaps I'm only walking across the street to a hotel versus sitting in hours of traffic or relying on public transportation and other types of things after an event. I can go just across the street to my hotel, lay down, rest, and then, the next morning, drive the opposite way of the traffic, right, to get back home. So I'd rather pay for those types of, I'm going to call them luxuries, right, because they're not necessities, but I'd rather pay for those types of conveniences. I also receive access to quite a few lounges here, so I'm gonna do my best to summarize those quickly. With Priority Pass, I receive access with unlimited guests. Plaza Premium Lounges, I receive access with 2 guests. The Chase Sapphire Lounges, I actually receive unlimited guest access, but no access to the Austin Terrace. I personally receive access to the Centurion Lounge. The Delta Sky Club, I personally receive access to that when I fly Delta only, and or that card in 2024 does come with a few passes. I think it's 4 guest passes, so I'll say, between 2 and 4 guests. And then lastly, my home airport of Providence does have an escape lounge and I'm able to bring in 2 guests as well. Next, I'm gonna fly through these last items that didn't really make any other category that I talked about thus far. So each year, I receive the following: 10,000 Capital One miles via the Capital One Venture X card, free checked bags when I fly on Delta operated flights, cell phone insurance with a $25 deductible, 6-hour trip delay reimbursement, primary rental car insurance, roadside assistance. I haven't had to use it yet, knock on wood, but I actually don't have a AAA membership, so this would definitely come in handy if I ever needed that. Trip cancellation plus interruption insurance, lost luggage reimbursement, baggage delay reimbursement, emergency evacuation and transportation assistance, emergency medical and dental insurance. I receive 10% points off bookings with Wyndham Hotels, a 10% points rebate at IHG Hotels when I use points. I receive premium and/or enhanced Wi-Fi at Marriott Hotels. I have extended warranty protection, which I had to put to use earlier this year because I broke my headphones, purchase protection, return protection, a 35% points rebate when I use the American Express membership rewards travel portal to book flights either for my selected airline or any business or first class. And then lastly, each year I receive a one-time use companion pass valid on Delta operated flights. Those are all of the things that I've considered of value. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of perks and benefits that I may have skipped out on. These are the ones that I truly have value to. Frequent Miler actually has a very cool Google Doc where you can kind of show all of your premier credit cards and make sure you're not double counting any sort of benefits or expected value on those cards. Definitely take a look at that. That's definitely helped me out. And just as a quick summary, I pay $4,834 in annual fees every single year. For that, I receive $2,175 in airline and or dining credits, $1,650 of auxiliary benefits such as like the Dell credits and things like that, 7 hotel night certificates, various hotel status, lounge access at pretty much every airport I've ever traveled to. And I don't think I mentioned, but I also receive rental car statuses with pretty much every rental car program that I've ever rented a car from. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know, are there any of the cards that I mentioned earlier that you think I should get rid of because of maybe some duplicative benefits or things like that? Honestly, didn't know how much I was paying in annual fees before I went to shoot this video, but $5,000 is a bit steep, so I may have to perform a little wallet audit here of all of these annual fee cards that I'm currently have in my possession. Thank you so much for your time, and until next time.